Liberty travels to Huntsville, Texas to play Sam Houston. The Bearcats, both teams. Here's what's at stake here, and here's why we're previewing this game. As someone who's watching this in our channel for the first time, you may be a little bit confused, but um, if Jacksonville State beats Western Kentucky, which I know they're dogs, but I personally think that Jacksonville State's going to win that game. The winner of this game then plays in the CUSA championship. So there is still a ton on the line in this football game, and obviously both these teams are going bowling. Uh, both these teams are playing pretty good football these last couple weeks. No, Sam Houston State's coming off of the loss to Jacksonville State. Liberty kind of bounced back from those two losses in the middle of the season, and one particular to Kennesaw State. And Liberty's offenses still look really good this year. They're running the ball insanely effectively. And we just saw Jacksonville State kind of shred Sam Houston State, specifically with the quarterback rush. And both Trey Stewart and Tyler Huff both ate up on the ground for Jacksonville State against Sam Houston State. And Sam Houston State's offense has been pretty not good recently. Liberty's favored by 2.5 points here on the road. I think I understand that. And I think I'm going to roll with that. I think I'm going to roll with the Liberty pick here at minus 2.5. And I know it's on the road, and that Sam Houston environment is pretty sneaky, especially in a game like this where there is so much on the line. That is going to be a pretty rowdy environment in Huntsville. And I still want to make it a point to go to a game at some point. I just won't be able to make it to one this year, which is unfortunate. But actually, I almost went to that game where they played Western Kentucky at home, but I couldn't make it to that one. It was on a Wednesday night. Almost went. It was like $6, $8 tickets. Would have been awesome. I would love to go to a game, but maybe down the road, maybe next year. But this Liberty football team, I've had my doubts about it pretty much all season, and they did have those slip ups in the middle of the season, but I still think Quentin Cooley, Billy Lucas, uh, their quarterback, whose name is Caden Salter.
Caden Salter.
I think on the ground, they're going to be able to do enough. I know Sam Houston's defense has been quite remarkable this year. Actually, it's been quite remarkable. And if they do stay in this game, if this is a close football game, I kind of like Sam Houston this spot. I do think Liberty's going to find the end zone a couple times. Not sure Sam Houston State, even with the struggles that Liberty's had on the defensive side of the football in some areas, I don't know that Sam Houston's going to score enough points that they need to win this football game. So for that reason, I'm on Liberty minus 2.5.
Yeah, I'm with you here. In just by the slimmest margins, don't feel great about it. I think at home
No,
or on the road, I think it does make a difference here. And by the way, both these teams are playing for a lot. I did want to check when is the time of that Western Kentucky Jacksonville State game, because that could matter. Okay, so it's on Saturday. So this game will be over. This game is before. So not Santa Houston State needs Western Kentucky to lose, because Liberty obviously has a tiebreaker for them. Western Kentucky has a tiebreaker over Sam Houston State. So if they do end up with the same record, Western Kentucky would go over Sam Houston. But regardless, we feel pretty good that Jackson State will get that job done. So to me, this is a de facto play-in game for the CUSA. You said it. I mean, I think Liberty has been better defensively than maybe they get credit for. They've still been top half in the CUSA, which I know it's the CUSA. Regardless, it's been in bad spots that they have struggled in. It's interesting, though. They are pretty bad in the red zone. You talked about it. Sam Houston State's been very good in all metrics across defensively. I just think there's a little bit too much talent. I think you saw a guy like Tyler Huff be able to take advantage of the Sam Houston State defense. I think Salter and the talent that, Liberty, Jamie Chadwell does have will prevail in this football game, even on the road. However, there's a lot more pressure on Liberty to win this football game than Sam Houston. Right? If Liberty doesn't even it's already been a disaster, not disaster. It's already been a frustrating season, I think, for Liberty fans because of the expectations coming in. But to me, I think there's still much, much more pressure on Liberty because if you don't make a conference championship game, which you cannot do if you don't win this football game, I think that's when you get into real disappointing season, type aspect. If you're Liberty, you can at least hang your hat on having a chance to play for this USA title. But Sam Houston, it's all gravy right now. I think what they're doing, obviously, they've had a lot of success traditionally as a program. Regardless, though, I think it's been an awesome story in college football, what they've done down there in Sam Houston State. But yeah, with that said, I still like Liberty by a little bit. I think, like you said, they'll outscore enough of Sam Houston. You think if they get to 20 points, 17 points, they feel pretty good about this, or do they need more?
Liberty?
And yeah,
Yeah, I think if they get to like 23, 24, I think they could definitely pull this one off. My guess at a score would be like 31-17, similar like that Western Kentucky game, which by the way they also played at home as well. And Western Kentucky, Caden Feldkamp looked really good through the air in that game, but also um, it was on the ground. That Western Kentucky was also able to have success. I think, but it kind of like took a while, right? It was Sam Houston. I believe that game was tied, and then also, if you remember, Hunter Watson got injured in that game, and he didn't come back, and that's a big deal, right? Hunter Watson hasn't been perfect, but he's in that. I'd say he's more of a gamer than he is frisky, right? Uh, I think he can win football games for you at Sam Houston, and I like the way that he plays. I just don't know if it's conducive to beating Liberty and scoring enough points that you sometimes need to do against Liberty. And as we say this, I don't think I think we both expressed that we're not very confident in our pick in this spot because if you remember, I mean, Liberty has lost probably the biggest, largest upset of the entire season uh, to Kennesaw State. I mean that in terms of like point spread, and that being Kennesaw State's only FBS win this entire football season, and it'll maybe say that way, maybe not. Preview maybe to the Dirty Dogs, but um, yeah, this is going to be a really interesting game, and I think it's important that we did talk about it because of the implications. I know some people might be upset that we're not talking about the Iron Bowl. Maybe that'll come later, right? But just this is going to be a good football game. So I make sure you guys are looking out for this one on Friday night. That one and the MAC game that we talked about, both having implications for their each for their conference championship games. So just be on the lookout, guys. This is a good weekend of football. That doesn't just pertain to Power Four football and the college football playoffs.